Arn, speaking of this time period back, and before we get into the Great American Bash, I want to pick your brain too about working house shows with under the Bill Watts leadership. Do you remember anything different? Because we've talked about this as far as in past episodes about the difference of working TV matches versus house show matches. Did that look, feel any different under the Bill Watts era versus other times in your career that you can recall?
Well, strangely enough, you would think TV, where all the rules would be enforced to the letter. Well, in the house shows, it was. You had an agent there, and, I think it was at that time Grizzly Smith, and he was, I'm sure, taking notes. And if you threw a guy over the top and it didn't get DQ'd, people were going to get fined, legitimately get fined. You better not be late. There was a 1 hour before the show window that you had to be there. You better not be there, because I'm sure Bill told Grizzly, make notes. If these guys are late, let me know. I'm going to fine them. We got to, and there was never an issue of guys being late anyway. That's what's crazy. When you started, pushing the rules and shoving the rules down everybody's throat when nobody's breaking the rules, that kind of leaves a bad taste. That's just being the boss and playing the boss because you can.
Yeah. Well, listen, WCW is now 3.5 years old, no longer a startup company, right? We've been going through this for the last several weeks and months of what's going on here. Can you tell a difference in the venues, the climate, the culture, just the crowds, maybe in the old JCP stronghold areas? Because this time period, Arn, is largely known as a down period for wrestling in general. Did you feel evidence of that as you traveled around the country around this time period?
I think when Jim Crockett was absorbed, I think wrestling in general took a hit because it shrunk. Instead of the business growing, I think every company shrunk. Some guys were out of jobs. I just think that the new company, and going through all the changes, the new company being WCW, changing leadership all those times and changing talent, Ric Flair leaving, got to remember, it's a pretty big deal.
Oh, absolutely. Massive loss.
Everybody seems to forget the flagship, of the NWA, and a lot of people looked at WCW as being the new NWA, which it really wasn't, but it was missing. It's like trying to say you have a royal family, but you don't have a Queen of England. It's
good analogy. Yeah.
There's a piece missing, and it's a major piece. It's not a minor piece, and what they've been used to for a very, very long time, they don't have. So, and that company was still learning how to book live events and how to book loops and save money on that stuff. And it was just still a learning process in a lot of ways.